Today, we're going to go over integration and disintegration, which are the arrows
Okay.
in the circle, and subtypes. So integration and disintegration. What do they mean? So integration is health, growth, wellness. Disintegration is the opposite: stress, unhealth, chaos. So sometimes when you are healthy, you take on traits of a different type, and when you're in stress, you take on things from the other type. Okay, type 1. So in disintegration, they go towards a 4, which is the whole like turning the anger in on themselves and isolating and like talking negatively about themselves. They can become depressive because they feel shame and guilt, and they will talk to you in a judgmental way and like a correcting tone, and can become easily irritated and explosive and erupt in anger quickly. Okay, and then in the integration, it's 7. And 7 is like sunshine, like joy, optimism, freedom. They tap into their inner child. They accept others for who they are, like as opposed to like, you know, the type 1 of like merit-based thinking. Like they actually accept people for who they are. It doesn't matter.
Funny how I've never met a 7. That's quite funny. I have never met anyone happy all the time. What a rare breed.
They work towards, so they still work towards the rightness that the one seeks, but without that, like, if I don't do that, like it's bad on me, or like it's bad on other people. And they embody grace.
So basically type 1 at its worst is them being a type 4.
Yeah, like they take on a lot of characteristics from 4, and then being best, they take on this characteristic of 7.
Got it. Okay.
Type 2. Okay, in disintegration, I'm an 8. So less accommodating, more direct, less polite, more aggressive, less patient, and quicker to cut people off. Okay, so that can sometimes, like, it doesn't always have to be a negative thing, because like, let's say I'm working on a project or something like that, and like normally I would be like, oh, like let's say you called me on like on a normal day and you're like, hey, I need help with my homework. I was like, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna stop what I'm doing to help you. But if it's like I'm stressed out for my project, I'm not gonna answer you, and I'm gonna work on what I need to do. So it can be like a positive thing, because you get like what you need to do done.
I was like, that's positive, and then you said, yep, that's positive. I'm like, okay.
But yeah, I think it's true. Both when my mom was like, I read this out, my mom goes, yeah, that's you. Because as soon as I'm in like stressed out, I'm a lot less accommodating of a person, and like, yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I lose all my patience. I always say like I'm a patient person, but as soon as I'm stressed out, absolutely not.
Which is good. That's like a good balance, because you can't just be patient when like nothing's progressing, and so you need to like put your foot down. So which is like a good thing in your sense. Like it like works well with your type.
Yeah.
Because it'd be bad if someone that's like, if a type 8. Yeah, basically. Wait, this is confusing. Wait, hold up. Wait. This is at your worst?
Yeah.
Oh, why am I thinking it positively? But yeah, it's positive.
Because it can be, because it doesn't always have to be. But I mean, like, it's me in situations that are unhealthy. So like when I'm stressed.
Oh, unhealthy. That's a good word. Yeah.
So it doesn't always have to be.
I what you mean.
Like
I was gonna say, wait, because I got confused. I'm like, wait, this is actually like, because your type is patient and like understanding. I'm like, wait, this doesn't sound right. Why am I making everything seem like super positive? But yeah, it works. This is a good like balance. So even though it's unhealthy, it's not really your type. It's like, at least it's there. Like, I'm glad it's 8 and not something else. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay, so it's funny because my dad's disintegration is 4, but that's my integration. So it's, yeah, okay, I feel like I made it kind of confusing by putting disintegration first, but it's because that's the way I labeled it the first time, and then I was too lazy to switch it back. So I left it as disintegration first and integration second. Okay, so in integration, I'm 4.
You might as well call people out and then compliment them.
So it's a 4. Okay, so 4, we haven't really talked. Okay, I mean, we didn't talk about any of these in detail before, but like 8, I remember I told you,
I think we should make one for all of them.
Yeah.
And then so that they'll get to know all of them, and then, but like I kind of done the research with you while I've seen you, so I kind of get it.
So okay, I told you 8's like one of Valeria's big ones, and I think that's also what Lux is. And I told you my most common like couple like pairing for a type 2 female is a type 8 male, because they're like the dominant person, like assertive type of person. Okay, type 4. So a 2 in integration is able to identify their needs and feelings and actually express them. And they embrace the vulnerability and risk that comes across that of coming across as needy. Because the big thing with type 2 is like they don't want to say their needs because they don't want other people to think that they're needy. But like when you're healthy, it like they're like it doesn't matter to them. They'll just do it. Okay. And they're able to sit with themselves and understand why they do what they do.
Gotcha.
Okay. 3. In disintegration, a 3 goes to a 9, which means they start being more like lazy, withdrawn, autopilot, not engaged, and they see instead of, because normally like a type 3 is like, oh, I have to do all these things, but like I have to do all these things to achieve what I need to do. But all of a sudden, like when they in stress or unhealthy, that just they like see it as a list of obstacles instead of like things that they can actually complete, and they become overwhelmed with all of that. But it can help others in like stressful situations because they're able to kind of like think more, like slow down their like thinking and like actually be the peace in the stressful situation. In integration, they go towards a 6. They're generous and cooperative and committed to the well-being of others, and they're committed to finding and telling the truth as opposed to like their like deceitful like nature. And they acknowledge their fears of rejection and they try to be authentic, and they become the glue that keeps groups together. Yes. Type 9.
Also, I love how that kind of associated with type 6 because I'm the glue that I'm kidding. No, I think the glue is that you type 6 and we have two type 2s, and then they're all like just like friends, like in your slides you're like they're good friends. So I guess like majority of our, and Christine's a type 6 too. So it's like 4 out of 5. Is it just Lux left?
Yeah.
Like 4 out of 5 is like good friends and can work in a environment. So then like I feel like we're all the glue.
Type 9 in disintegration goes towards a 6. And this is the most my mom thing. Like, you know everything I tell you about my mom when she's like worried about Valeria? This is to a T. Because she goes to a 6 and she's paranoid, anxious, defensive. Her mind starts racing with like constant thoughts, and she assumes that the worst case scenario happened, and she escalates everything.
That also reminds me of like how when you guys were talking about, you know how you're like your sister's like, let's drop this uncle or something, your mom's like, no, don't do it, because like she thinks something bad's gonna happen, like it's gonna escalate really bad. Even though you're just like, we're just gonna unfollow them on Facebook, like it's like the lowest you can do, and your mom's like, nope, don't do it, because she's like a little fear, like it's like fear.
Yeah, it can be good in a sense because sometimes you need to be prepared for the worst to happen, so like they're able to like help others and be alert. In integration, they go towards a 3 and they become decisive and sharp and like ready to lead. They understand that they actually like that their voice matters, and they are more willing to assert themselves when they're trying to reach that peace, and they become engaged with their surroundings.
Also, I get what you mean, but it's interesting how I mentioned 6 and 9 and 3, because they're like a circle. They're like kind of rotating.
Exactly. So that's what I was getting to. It's like they all like go together, which is weird because like, you know how my dad and I are like right next to each other, like we don't have that like triangle thing. Like I mean, we both have 4, but like in different spots, but like it's not like that. Okay, so for you, disintegration, you go towards a 3. You succumb to your insecurities, and it can manifest as becoming more concerned with your own image. Numb anxiety by jumping from one task to another. but it can be good in the sense that you can like get out of your head to be productive, and you're willing to like assert yourself more boldly when stressed. Integration, you go towards a 9. You learn that it's okay to not be hyper vigilant.
To be hyper vigilant? Oh wait, you froze. Vigilant. No.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Sorry, hello. I literally thought you were gonna read hyper vigilant, and I was like, are you pausing because you're thinking about saying hyper vigilant? Okay, you paused right before you said hyper.
No, oh man, I said it right. Because I literally stopped and I went, oh my god, I did it.
You froze, so I didn't get to see that.
Okay, well, they learned that it's all right to be hyper vigilant at all times. Oh, it's not. No, it's all right to not be. Sorry, not be hyper vigilant. And they embrace the ability to relax and trust that they'll be okay, and they're able to deeply empathize with whoever they're around.
Point. You know what's funny? You know how you said disintegration is like unhealthy parts of you and integration's healthy? Well, I haven't been healthy in a long time. Which would make sense because I relate to 3 a lot more than 9 because I don't know how to like calm down. You know how to like just like vibe with them. Like it's just like do what they want to do. Well, I can't because fear controls me too much. So like I'm more unhealthy. Basically, calling me out. Thanks for that, Vanessa.
Yes.
But yeah, it's like succumb to their insecurities. I'm so insecure, especially at a time where it's like crucial for me to like in order to get my success. It's like this is the time that's like super crucial, and it's scaring the frick out of me. Like I can't calm down. I can't be hyper vigilant. I can't. Now I'm saying hyper vigilant because of you. I can't be hyper. No,
you are hyper.
I mean, yeah, I am hyper vigilant, so I can't be vigilant. No, I can't be not vigilant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I can't trust that they'll be okay. Absolutely not. I don't trust myself. So I guess I'm just this is my type 9. This is, yep. Like I literally can't relax. So I guess I'm just very unhealthy with my mental health right now. I'm very type 3, which again, like I said, I related to 3 more than 9, but I still related to 9. Mm-hmm. But 3 is deep. Wow, that really called me out. You're right.
Okay, so it has like warning signs in the book. So like these are the warning signs for like a type 6.
Wait, what's yours? Say yours first.
Oh, okay. Okay, it's funny because I read
that. Excited. You're like,
no, because I read them out because I didn't put them in any of the presentations, but like I was talking to Valeria about it, and so like we read them out, like each of ours, and she was like, "So Vanessa's the only one who's healthy." Which like I do some of these things. I think they like don't realize I do like some of these. Okay, so mine is passive aggressive, negative self-talk, picking fights, bitterness, demanding, combative, needy / hovering, manipulative, and controlling. And my mom goes, "Oh yeah, you're manipulative."
No, girl, I see it, but like since like we're close, but like not for you to like literally be like, you know, like you're not like too strong on me. You know what I mean? But like I guess like your relationship with me is different than your relationship to other people, probably because I don't know. It's like, oh, I'm not gonna say this. I feel like I'm literally gonna like. That's so narcissistic. I'm gonna be like, I'm your best friend.
Oh, I have something to show you afterwards. Okay, yeah.
I felt so weird saying that because I feel weird. I get my PTSD, girl. I can't do it.
You have to be not hyper
vigilant. Oh my god, literally my fear. My fear of you being like, no. I had to like question it. But because I guess like out of the group, like you're really like you relate to Giselle a lot, and you like relate to like you guys are close. But like I guess like our dynamic is different to the point where you're comfortable enough to like portray those warning signs, but still it's not like too strong.
Yeah,
and I get what you mean. Like you're a little bit more like not snarky, but like a little more like I'll say something, you'll be like, no. Because like that's just your thing, you know? Yeah. Because I kind of get there. Yeah.
Yeah. And my mom was like, when Blair was like, Vanessa's like the only one who's like actually kind of healthy, because you read the warning signs for the rest of them, and it's like literally all of them, basically, or not all of them, but like most of them. And I go, you know why that is? Because I learned about the Enneagram and I understand myself now.
That's what I was gonna say. Like you're like self-aware of it, so I don't see it that much.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been self-aware of it, you know, like since you started learning about it. And I feel like you knew about it a while ago, but like since you like as soon as you started learning about it more, I feel like I slowly started to see them less, but it's still there, you know, because it is like your type. But like, yeah, that's actually really interesting. I can't wait for you to call. Wait, no, not me yet. I want to hear all of yours. Like, but like I guess.
Oh yeah. Okay. Also, yeah. Type 1.
See, I don't really see your family that often, so I'm just learning about the souls. I'm learning about their insecurities.
I'm literally like, it's such a personal thing, and I'm just telling you about everything. It's fine. Type 1 warning signs: feeling misunderstood, overly sensitive, extreme pride, moody, pity party, controlling, rigid mindset, and stressed by mess.
What's the backstory behind pity party? You laughed.
Because my dad's just always like I don't even know how to describe it. He's just always like, oh, so everyone just like picks on me.
Got it.
You're always calling me, yeah.
That makes sense. The funny part is, whenever you like explain a story about your dad, that's usually you always say something like that. Like he always says something where it's like, "Oh, so I see everybody." You're like, oh my god.
Okay. Also, quick detour. There's like a little part that says a world of and like the type, and so it has like a little globe, and like what it's basically explains like what a world full of only that type would look like, and like why it wouldn't work.
Oh my! I know. Oh my god! I can't. I need to read this book after. Did you tell me what it is? I need to read
I'm just gonna tell you like what the graphic says. So for type 1, everyone's saying I know best, which like kind of relates to me. You know how my wing and like that's a big thing for me. Type 2.
When you said wing, just went wing.
Okay, and that the wing reminds me of because remember when they did that to him at during lunch?
Yeah. Okay.
Type 2 is you need me.
Oh.
Type 3 is look at me. Okay, and then I'll read. Oh well, actually,
that is true. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm like, okay, this is actually calling me out. Like, I'm like, you know how like I'm saying, oh, I sound so narcissistic, but like inside, I'm just like, oh, maybe I am. Yeah, like on the inside, I'm like, oh, like I'm paying attention. I'm literally talking to my deep darkest secrets right now. Like, I'm actually very self-centered.
Okay, your world would be everyone saying, watch out.
Hey, what's your mom's?
Okay, sorry, your mom, my mom would
why did you sound like that? You were like, okay, sorry.
Okay,
you were like annoyed. Okay, yeah.
My mom's would be, I'm sorry.
Oh, wait, that's so...
Okay, and yours would be watch out. Okay, now we're going back to the warning signs. Watch out. Watch out.
Oh, because I'm scared of everything.
Okay, warning signs for...
Watch out, like warning, like watch out, I'm gonna get you. Okay.
Type 3 warning signs: living life on autopilot, impatient, avoiding emotions, angry. Okay, so it says angry / short, like meaning short-tempered. And Blair was like, "Why are they calling me short?"
No, it'd be funny if you're like, angry, short. It's so funny. You're like, yep, short.
Okay, intense anxiety, numbing behaviors, withdrawing, and pretending to be busy. Okay, now, warning signs from my mother: analysis paralysis, overthinking.
Well, that's a rhyme.
Easily agitated, picking fights, paranoia, I don't know how to say that word, numbing, withdrawing, worst case scenario thinking. Okay, now you. Warning signs. Comparing self constantly, overly emotional, afraid to try new things, cynical, suspicious, reactive, insensitive, numb, anxiety with activity.
Oh, everything. Oh my god, wow, I'm so unhealthy. Oh no. Wait, what were the first three? I've never related so hard to the first three.
Comparing self constantly.
Yeah.
Overly emotional and afraid to try new things.
Oh my god. So I think I was telling you this. So like my personality in general, like kind of contradicts one thing of type 2. Or type 6, where it's like emotional, like it's like a warning sign, right? But I always had that double wall thing that I was always telling you, man, that's like just me as a person. But because of quarantine, I've become more vulnerable. So I feel like that like exposes me a little bit more, a little unhealthy. I've become more unhealthy, and I've become way too emotional. My mom, oh my god, you don't understand. My mom does this thing because she has like sinuses, and it makes a sound, and I started crying. I was so frustrated. She like sneezes, and I'm like, oh. I become so emotional, and then unable to try new things. It's so like there's a certain things that I can try new things on, but it's so like that's like stupid things. Like if it's like a big new thing, I cannot do it. Like I feel so anxious because I'm scared what's gonna come next. Whoa, I've never related to something so hard. The first three things.
Oh, okay. Subtypes. So subtypes, there's 3 subtypes for each type. Social, self-preservation, and sexual. Everyone, yes. It's also called one-to-one.
Wait, what is that? Like your partner, or so like?
No, we'll get to it. Why are you going ahead of schedule? Okay, so everyone. Oh, see, look, I'm less accommodating.
Also, I'm skipping the project thing. I need to learn more about this.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna be like, Nisha, no thanks.
No. Okay, so everyone is a mixture of 2 of them, with one being a little more dominant, and there's one that normally like just doesn't relate to you at all.
Okay.
So just
general. Wait. Going. So one's dominant, one's like less, like not close to you at all, and one of them's like the normal. So it's just like a range, or
one's like you should be like, that's like not me at all.
Oh, and then
you should relate to 2 other 2, but there's one that's probably a little bit more dominant.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so this is just a general overview of like each one. So social is like you find your place in a group and seek personal connection. Sexual is motivated by finding the stimulation of connecting with other people. They're more intense and passionate. Self-preservation is motivated by protecting themselves from the world around them, find security and safety. And for each type, like it differs which one is which, but there's a counter type, which kind of goes against the grain of your core type. So like, it's like for a 6, that subtype is going to be the least 6-ish type. So like, you would see them and maybe you wouldn't realize that they were 6, but like they are, because it's still like their core motivation, everything is still a 6, but like they present themselves differently.
Okay, I'm a little confused, but I feel like I'll get it when you start like doing your you're showing it. Yeah.
I don't know if we should go over like type 1 and like 9 and 3, whatever, because it's like
for these ones you can just do type 2. Let's just, you can give me the superficial ones, just like
so just like a general overview of a type 1, the social one is more of like the teacher person, self-preservation is a perfectionist, sexual is reformer. Okay.
Also for these ones, I feel like it'd be harder for me to like understand them because it's more like they have to like confirm it. You know what I mean? Because like,
yeah,
it's like, I don't know how to say.
Okay, type 2. So a social type 2, you can usually find them in like leadership positions. They are masters of spinning intricate social webs around them.
So basically, you're a networker.
They use their awareness of others' needs to deepen their connections with people. Self-preservation, kind of more behind the scenes person. They pay attention to small details, and they're like the people that are going to make sure that you're well rested, that you're fed, that you're cared for, and like they pay attention in the details that you wouldn't pay attention to. This is the counter type.
So this is what you don't relate to?
No, it's the less two-ish of all the twos.
Got it.
They are less socially assertive and focus more on preserving their energy.
Okay.
Sexual finds security through building strong relationships. They go out of their way to be attentive, generous to people they find desirable, and they give lots of social attention to win people over. They're passionate and persistent. So right off the bat, I'm not social.
Wait. Oh, dang it.
Right?
I want to guess.
Okay, go. Well, what did you think? I'm not social.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah.
Okay, what do you think out of...
Because it's saying uses their awareness of others to deepen their connection. I'm like, wait, it's a little confusing, but I was true. Like, that's what I said. Like in engineering, like you wouldn't, like you're not shy because but the thing is, like you would never like reach out or do anything that's social. But you're just like you just don't care enough, or it's just not your thing. So that's what I was gonna say, social. But yeah.
Okay, which one of the other ones do you think is the most dominant?
But didn't you say self-preservation was your counter type? So isn't that the lower one?
No, not necessarily. Some people can be... It's just the least two-ish of all the types, but some people can be self-preservation and social self-preservation and sexual self-preservation.
Oh, so the dominant one is sexual.
Interesting that you say that.
Oh, is it wrong?
Listen, I listened to a podcast before all this that talked about the subtypes, and I was like, sexual. But then when reading this, I thought self-preservation more, and my family also thought self-preservation more. But I wanted to know your opinion because I feel like you know me in terms of like
the connection from your friend.
Yeah, but also you know how I am with like my crushes and like stuff, like how I like I'm very like I feel like, I mean, I've never been in a relationship, but like I feel like if I was, my focus would always be on that one person and like being more of like the person that's there for them specifically compared to like everyone else.
That's actually really interesting because I said sexual because that's how I perceive you, which I know it's like you with your crushes too, and like I hear about them all the time, so it makes sense. But it's also because like also it's a strong relationship that doesn't just mean like it's also your friends. So that's what I see. And I like so many times you go out of your way to like help me, and like I'm always like, oh Vanessa, I feel bad, but like that's just your personality. You can't help it. I mean, you can, but like you don't want to you don't want to like, you know, like that's just it. That's what I see. That's what I see as your dominant. But that's the thing. But what do you feel? So yours is self-preservation.
I don't know. Reading this, I saw self-preservation, but when I heard it like for the first time in like a podcast, I was like, oh, sexual, 100%.
Which makes it interesting because you said they work together, but one's just slightly more dominant. But it's like they're still like together as like, oh, that's so interesting actually, because it's different. Like your parents see you differently, I see you differently. So.
Yeah, and I think because subtype has to do with very much with like how you, or is that stand? Oh, because there's some like of like how you present yourself to people.
Yeah. Which is why I was confused.
This one.
Oh, not confused. Which is why I was like, oh yeah, you're right. Like it won't make sense for me to actually like learn about your parents and Valeria's because I don't really know them that much in order to like understand it. You know what I mean? But see, with you, I understood it quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. That's so interesting. I'm sorry, that was like really cool.
Okay, so this is 3. Basically social, they want to be center of attention. Self-preservation avoids the spotlight, and they're the counter type. And sexual, like zoomed in on one person very much, and uses their relationships to like feel validated.
Is her wait. I know it's counter type, but oh, okay. I feel like, okay, just from what I know, is it self-preservation? But no, wait. No, I feel like it is self-preservation for her. Is it not? I feel like I'm wrong.
That's her like least. She's not self-preservation at all.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is easier because I'm also like kind of was a wing 3 or whatever. I mean, I think from what I know, I relate to her. So I was thinking about that because it was like reading. I'm like, I don't really do that much. But these sexual and social make sense. But preservation, which kind of goes into like self-preservation. Like, I don't really take care of myself. But
Valeria said also that there's a quiz that like ranks your subtypes. So if you like are like kind of like in doubt, you can do that. So she found out that sexual is her most, and then social. Or I think she only found out that sexual was her most. She didn't know there was a second one, and then we figured out that it was social.
But also really quick, the self-preservation one, I was trying to like figure it out before like you moved on, because I wanted to like see if I can get it. But see, I was kind of getting through them, right? I'm like, social and sexual sound very like, it sounds exactly like a type 3. But then self-preservation, I was like, wait, this also sounds like type 2, because I was like, act as if they don't want praise, but they do want kind of like, it's like that you want that validation. But then as when I said more is supposed to be more reserved. This is more reserved. More reserved, right? I just want to make sure. But more reserved approach to getting approval. Like I said, I'll do anything to get that approval. So like, no, I wouldn't be like reserved. I would like, I would do anything that's unhealthy for me to like get that validation.
Yeah.
But then I'm not a type 3, but like I get that her.
Type 9. So social, that's the counter type. Basically, they're like the main person who like keeps people together. Self-preservation, very into like routines, very predictable. They need to like, because it minimizes the energy if they like know what to expect. Sexual, they have really like close relationships and don't really like being alone.
Is your mom sexual? Oh, that's such a weird sentence. Is your mom's subtype thing not sexual?
I think it's not. Is that what you're saying?
Like that's like her, the one that she doesn't relate to.
I think her not is social. I think that's what we
okay.
realized. But her main one is self-preservation.
Yeah, because for me it was so between social and sexual, but the thing that kind of threw me off was the one was like gravitate toward central roles for the sake of bringing people together. But in the second one it says prone towards merging close relationships. I just like was confused between those two. But yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, type 6. Social, more community-minded. They see things in a very black or white manner. They want to make sure that everyone is on the same page, geared towards rules, order, and guidelines. They stick to traditions among their family and friends. Self-preservation, cautious and loyal. They are highly practical and concerned with security in more tangible ways, and they adapt to their fears and have many of what? What does that even mean? Have many of it. What did it? The self-preservation 6 is what is commonly known as the phobic 6, meaning that they adapt to their fears and have many ways of hedging themselves against it, rather than displaying a more aggressive, combative approach. Self-preservation 6 are the people who are always prepared for any situation. They can be more reserved and cautious than the other 6 subtypes, often taking a more subtle approach towards their circle of close people. And then sexual, they are more so sexual 6s are commonly known as the counterphobic 6s, meaning that while they are still motivated by fear, they can take a more aggressive approach towards their fear. They are more likely to run at their fear rather than running away from it. Sexual 6s are the countertype, meaning that they present as less 6-ish than the other 2 types. They are strong-willed, direct, and sometimes even seen as combative or combative? I don't know.
Combative. That's what I always say.
Combative.
I go combative. I feel that sounds weird now, but that's how I read it in my head. Combative.
They are bolder and more assertive than the other 6 subtypes, as well as more distrustful of people in positions of authority. They can easily mistype as an 8 or a 1 because of their bare personalities that are seemingly unafraid to confront situations that they see as wrong.
Okay. I don't know. I honestly have no clue which one I don't relate to. I guess from what I'm reading, it's between social or sexual. It's actually surprising.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm gonna say, because self-preservation is you.
Yeah, but social, I get it, but sexual, I get it. It's just like maybe social. Yeah, because for me, it's like everything black and white manner, sure, but like, I'm sure everything. I'm not really guidelines order. I'm not really up for that. Like, I'm okay with getting off course a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is, I guess that kind of goes into my type 9 a little bit. Yeah, hyper, okay with not being hyper vigilant, because I'm okay. Like sometimes I'm like, okay, well maybe I don't have to be scared for gearing off the like the normal course.
Mm-hmm.
But I think social is my least. And sticks to traditions. No, that's the thing that's like, I don't. I get it, but like I don't like it. I don't like to stick with it if it's wrong or anything. You know. And of course, no one's gonna stick to traditions if they're wrong. But like, you know how some people like they're like, oh, maybe I guess I have to. You know. Actually, wait, it's actually really hard. Because now that I'm thinking about it, sticks to tradition and my family and friends, my wedding. I'm doing an arranged marriage because the family thing. Wait, this is actually really hard. But I think it's social because I think the main thing was geared towards rules and order and guidelines.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like, and see things in black and white, like okay, but like not really. So I think social is my least. Do you agree?
I do.
I do, yeah. But what do you? Okay, so yeah, self-preservation is way more.
Yeah.
It's the dominant for sure. Sexual, that's true though. Like I do like to face my fears sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, which kind of goes into my,
3.
The yeah. I'm saying I'm very confused. Wait, hold on. Let me think about it. Yeah. It goes against my social, which is makes sense because I'm saying run at their fears rather than like running away from it. And it says
Mm-hmm.
make sure. What is it? What is it? No. Wait, I literally don't know. Oh, gears towards rules, order, and guidelines. That's the thing. Something I'm scared of is not being successful, and like being successful, it's like you always have to have like a plan. And for me, one of my biggest fears is going off plan, but that's also one of the fears that I try to accommodate for. Like I gear off plan because I'm like, maybe what if I do this? It could be better for me.
Mm.
That's actually really, yeah. Okay, I have to really unpack that. Oh my god, yeah, okay, yeah. Sexual makes sense. The run at their fears is like yeah. Wow, this is a good presentation.
Thank you.